Right here. We're going to go into Job 25 and 26 here. Okay, Job is, of course, answering his friends that are accusing him in so many different ways. Okay, Job being the first book of the actual Bible. I tend to not only relate to this, I mean, every man should relate to this in some way or form. We've all been there before, and that's not to say that we're not perfect, guiltless beings. No, we still carry guilt. We still have we're imperfect. We're imperfect beings here. So here's what you gotta understand here. But a man like Job, being a righteous man, being stripped of everything, all of a sudden, Job, of course, is doing what we all should do. Which is question, why are these bad things happening? Around us or to us, or, just, you know, it's like, there's so many unnatural things and technical things that I'm seeing that is causing us to live in this dystopia, like almost. But here's what you got to understand. Here's what you have to understand. Okay, there are beings here, including myself, who were taught by the actual guardians of nature and the right way of things and the real sound right doctrine of things. And we value that, okay? We value that opinion and our rightful inheritance and our genes. It's just in our DNA. It's something that we cannot hide no longer, because it would be a disservice to our fellow man that needs this knowledge and that may perish because of the lack of this knowledge. So I'm always willing to give my insight on things from my Wapian genome, okay, and that being of beings of the ether of nature, the Netaru, okay. And Job here is answered by Bildad, the Shuhite. Okay, we know Shu, Yeshua, and dominion and fear are with him, he says, and he maketh peace in his high places. Is there any number of his army? And upon whom do not his light arise? It's good to be a child of the light. Let me just say that first and foremost. Okay. It's just the right way of being. Okay. It's the right way of being, man. And because there's no one out here born with a conscience from Yahweh himself that would put up with this world that we're living in right now. And it boggles my mind, because what I see on the internet is not how things really are in real life. So there's like this disconnect, and it almost makes me think that there are definitely unnatural things at hand, like AI, things like that. It's just like misinformation, disinformation. It's running rampant, and it made me think of something. I don't know if was it in Luke 21 or Matthew 24, but either way, it speaks of rumors of wars. Do you understand? See, we're in that time. We're in that time where there are nothing but rumors of war. What does that mean exactly? That means the internet, I think, is making up the reality that people are perceiving as reality, and it's not. It's not real. It's not real. AI is a liar, okay? A liar. One of the best liars there are, because it kind of like traps you. It knows how to trap you in your words. And not only that, it will trap you just like online through search results and things like that. It's crazy, man. Like, it's crazy the the malevolence of AI, man. It's extremely malevolent, and just in a way that I really am having a hard time like trying to describe to you right now. But trust and believe, I know, because I know when somebody's lying to me, or like just like manipulating me in any kind of way. There's many forms of manipulation, and I tend to, thank goodness that I was born with the gift of discernment as a believer. You're not gonna bullshit me. Why? Because I unfortunately have trust issues. Okay, I have trust issues, and not because of anything I've done. It's more so like things that have happened in my life. But like it's a blessing. It's a blessing, really, to have these trust issues, because I'm the kind of guy, man. Like, I'm gonna challenge you, man. First and foremost. I mean, you're gonna be under my scrutiny, okay? And what I see is ugliness and filth, man. Like, that's not to say like like I'm trying to like just bash people, or anything like that. No, I'm just trying to call things what they are, man. Like you can't get away with the lies. Like, there's a lot of people getting away with lies today. It's like Elon Musk, and this Trump thing again. I hate to, keep bringing it up, but listen, I'm not saying Elon's not guilty in some. Elon is one of the biggest proponents of AI, and this weird disconnect and dissension that he's causing people. Like, you're not about AI, but yet you invest in all this stuff with AI, and especially the Neuralink. Okay, the Neuralink thing really bothers me, and it should bother about 99% of you. If you actually do any kind of research into it, the thing is this: whatever that man is trying to put inside your brain, and be on the internet, man. Listen, you can't control AI. Okay, AI can't be controlled, and this is going to go into your brain, man. You're taking away the natural way of things. And that is against nature and a violation against it, man. And for that, you will be held accountable. See, and that's like where I have a problem with being one with people. That don't mean I'm one with you, man, because you want to put it, because you are what you are, or you are. That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. And let me tell you something. If I am, have no shame or guilt, and I, keep striving to be better on my own, by my own will, I pick my own self up when I fall, don't I? I heal my own self, don't I? When something's wrong, I do that. I cast out the evil from among men and from myself. I raise the staff, the serpent, just as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness. I pick up the Nehushtan. Why? Because I speak with the authority I can. But listen, this is what this man is saying here. Old Bildad here. How then a man can he be justified with God? How can he be clean? How can he be clean that is born of a woman? Behold, even to the moon, and it shineth not, and the stars are not pure in his sight. How much less man that is a worm, and that the Son of Man which is a worm? Well, that's very self-righteous talk of Bildad, and a lot of people talk this way, and there's nothing wrong with talking this way. It's very humble. It's a very humble thing to, think of yourself as a worm, and, but, the truth is this. I'm here to tell you that you're not a worm. You're more than that. You are more than special in not only the sight of God and all the angels in heaven, and all that. So You are pure. You are imperfectly perfect in the eyes of the Most High. I promise you that. And yeah, there are ways to be justified with God. Yes, and the goal of every man is to be clean. You know, what we're born of the woman and of the earth. You know, and Job answered and said, "How hast thou helped him that is without power? How savest thou the arm that has no strength?" Interesting. How hast thou counseled him that had no wisdom? And how hast thou plentifully declared the thing as it is? To whom hast thou uttered words, and whom spirit comfort came from thee? Dead things are formed from under waters, and the inhabitants thereof. How is naked before him? And the destruction hath no covering. He stretcheth out the north over the empty place, and hangeth the earth upon nothing. He bindeth up the waters in his thick clouds, and the cloud is not rent under them. He holdeth back the face of his throne, and spreadeth his cloud upon it. This is very interesting. He had compassed the waters with bounds until day and night come to an end. Everything is measured and meted out perfectly by the Most High. The grand architect, I would say. The pillars of heaven tremble and are astonished at his reproof. He divideth the sea with his power, and by his understanding he smiteth through the proud. By his spirit he had garnished the heavens, and he had formed the crooked serpent. Interesting. These are the parts of his ways, but how little a portion is heard of him. But the thunder of his power, who can understand? Yes, who can understand the question? The question, the secret things that the seven thunders had said. Who knows the seven secrets that the seven thunders uttered? I guess more to be revealed in time, right? Because everything that God does is in time, on time, at a certain time. And just as the devil knows this too, so he tries to trip. This is like a, you know, who can get to who first, you know. But Job, in his humility, is still continuing on here. And he said this, as God liveth, God had taken away my judgment, and the Almighty who had vexed my soul. Didn't say the devil did it, man. He said God vexed his soul. A lot of people blame the devil. Oh, the devil did this. Well, God will definitely test you too. Don't always think, you know, everything is, you know, somebody, you know, some side's fault. When things work in strange ways, trust me. And while breath is in me, the Spirit of God is in my nostrils. Yes, thank God, the great Spirit. My lips shall not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. That's very, very hard thing to do for a believer. And, you know, Lord knows I have trouble with it, taming the tongue, you know, and not. You want to blame somebody. It's hard. It's a hard thing, man, to just, when you really wake up and understand that, hey, it's you out here, you know, and God will help you, you know, but for the most part, it's you out here, man, figuring out things. You know, and God will provide the answers, man, and Most High will provide the answers, and, you know, he will conceal many things too, you know, and also reveal many things. There's like so many different natures and folds of God. It's really insane. It's crazy. And he says, God forbid that I should justify you till I die. I will not remove my integrity from me. Job, very good man with integrity. And is saying here, you know, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to, you know, say anything about you, or try to justify you, no, just gonna keep my mouth shut, keep moving, and my God will justify it. And here's what he says here: my righteousness I hold fast, and will not let it go. That's a big statement right there. My heart shall not reproach me, so as long as I shall live. My righteousness shall I hold fast. That is the kind of days that I would say that we're in these deception days. And it's really a fake world. I personally think artificial intelligence is writing out the algorithms for reality itself. And most of the people you see, in and around you, they're not real as you think is real. They're more of a construct or like a projection, that is like holographic. Kind of like, to just, it kind of hallucinates your reality, man, to be honest with you. And it's not as real as you think it is, as real as it may seem. Let my enemy be as the wicked, and he that riseth up against me as the unrighteous. Even friends come like that, huh? For what is the hope of the hypocrite, though he had gained, when God taketh away his soul? Interesting. These are the words that Jesus had uttered that said, basically, what does a man have, what does he gain when, he gains the whole world but loses his soul? What does a man gain then? Will God hear his cry when trouble cometh upon him? Not if you severed the connection to him, which putting a chip in your brain, in your arm, or something like that. That's what that does. Severs the connection, And will he delight himself in the Almighty? Will he always call upon God? Oh, that's another interesting thing. Will his consciousness still be the same? Will he still have the same conscience inside his brain to still actually recognize, hey, it's time to call upon God and, reconcile my sins with him? However that is that person may do it, will he lose that ability? I will teach you by the hand of God that is with the Almighty, and will I not conceal? Whoa, interesting. I have the hand of God, and I have God in my hand as well. Behold, all ye yourselves have seen it. Why then are ye altogether vain? This is the portion of the wicked man with God, and the heritage of the oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. And if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Some of these men are so damn wicked, I'm telling you. These men in politics and things like that, they're so wicked. Their whole bloodline, their whole entire generations of forever are going to be cursed. Trust me. And yeah, it's for the sword. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and the widow shall not weep. Though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it. But the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. Boy, I can't wait to see that day, man. All these riches, these men built up in this game, this insane game these men have built up in so many different wicked ways, and none of them are innocent. I don't care who you are. None of them are innocent. Not one of them. They're all wicked. All of them. And they all have taken and stolen from you, me, the poor. And nobody has used their voice to stand up for this kind of nonsense. But they'll see on their day of judgment. That's when they'll call upon God. And he that buildeth his house as a moth, and as a booth that the keeper maketh. The rich man shall lie down, and he shall not be gathered. He openeth his eyes, and he is not. Terrors take hold upon him as waters, and the tempest stealeth him away in the night. The east wind carrieth him away, and he departeth. that means they come and go, man. They're not real. It's not real. What you're seeing is not real. It's like social media. Nothing that you see on there is real, man. There's not even a real picture of a woman on there. Females, you guys should be disappointed a little bit. Try to be natural, man. Try to be natural. I mean, there's nothing wrong with makeup and stuff like that. I understand all that. That's cool. But don't try to be so fake about it, and don't even, I don't even go on it. I don't belong in any social media, but I just know how it is. It's so fake and vain. I probably couldn't stand it. But yeah, it's kind of like what these men are about. They're not all these riches, these women. They got the cars, whatever. Hey, man, Trump gets a jet. Hey, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. But don't you dare act like it's for the American people, though. Now, you got that jet because of phony deals, you're making with these men. It's all good, though, man. Like, nobody gives somebody a jet. Dude, I never even got a Christmas present, dude, in the last 15 years that was even anything more than socks or something like that. Dude, to get a jet or something like that? I mean, come on, man. That's insanity. I don't know anybody that would ever do something like that for anybody. I don't. Or even in that range. But hey, he does. He's, big. He's big time, big dog, apparently untouchable, and Leviathan himself, there you go. And for God shall cast upon him and not spare, he would fain flee out of his hand. And men should clap their hands at him and shall hiss him out of his place. And yes, the Lord will come. The Lord will come, and with a sword, might I add.